it's me, Pressley. Now before we start the video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. That would be greatly appreciated. So as you guys can see, this is my background. I have these really pretty string lights up and I think it looks so cozy and beautiful. I am filming in the afternoon because I wanted to try something a little bit different. And yeah, so as you guys can see, I'm wearing my OCPs because this is an Army video. And I just want to show you guys my hair. So I do have it in these really pretty flat twists, just really simple and easy. If you guys want to see more military hairstyles, comment down below and I will get to it. But without all that chatter, we are going to talk about the title, which is what to expect in Army basic training. Now, I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time, but I'm so glad that we're finally here. And yeah, let's just get into it. So I just want to start off by saying that everybody's basic training experience is different. Some people experience different things, but these are my experiences and these are my 20 opinions. And these are 20 things that you will probably expect in basic training. And let's just get started on number one. So I have some written down in this notebook. And yeah, so number one is I joined basic training on January 22nd of 2020. That was the actual day I flew to Fort Jackson. Now, you might not be sent to Fort Jackson. You might be sent to so many other bases. I can't name them all right now, but that's where I went. I got sent to Fort Jackson, which is in South Carolina in the United States. For people who are watching in different countries, Fort Jackson is in the US, and that's where I got sent to on January 22nd. And number two is in basic training, you usually are there for either 2 to 3 months. Now, some people's basic trainings are longer, shorter. It really just depends. But for me, ours was super long because of the virus. Good old Corona kept us there way longer than we were supposed to be held there for. But everything is all good. I'm here now. I'm healthy. I'm safe. And that's really all that matters. So yes, basic training can last anywhere between 2 to 3 months on average. Now it can range, but that's just the average. So number two of what to expect in basic training is you will not have your phones. So yes, in reception, now I want you guys to watch my first video if you haven't already. I made a video specifically about reception and what the experience is like. So check that out. But yeah, basically you are not gonna have your phone in basic training. Once you leave reception, once you enter basic training, they are gonna take your phone away. Bye-bye iPhone, bye-bye Android, you will not have that anymore. They will give you different times out of the month to call your parents, and you will get to call, you know, that first day that you're there or in reception, they let us call. But after that, there's no phones, there's no checking the weather, there's none of that. You will be stripped from the outside world. You will not have newspapers, TV, nothing. It's like jail, but worse, you will not have your phone. So number four is, I think I'm on number four, but number four is there are 3 color phases in basic training. I will have a whole separate video about the phases, but basically the colors are red, white, and blue. So red is usually the phase where you're dealing with shark attacks. It's usually super hot and fiery. There's a lot going on, a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, but they have gotten rid of shark attacks as of 2021. There's no more shark attacks. But when I was in basic training, we got shark attacked a lot. So yes, and then the white phase is basically it's kind of like the neutral phase. Like you're still getting yelled at, but it's not as bad. And blue is usually the chill phase where you're really just doing nothing but cleaning your weapon, different things like that. Now, like I said before, everybody's experience is different. Now, some people go through a bunch of red phase. They get yelled at the whole time. Then there's other people who say that their basic training experience was a piece of cake. It was a breeze. You know, the drill sergeants were nice, they were cool. Everybody's experience is different. So yes, in basic training, you will have to go through 3 phases no matter what. Number 5 is you are gonna have to learn how to respect people in the Army. Respecting yourself, respecting others, your battle buddies, your drill sergeants, that is huge in basic training. You will learn how to respect yourself and others. That is such a big thing about the Army, not just in the military, but just life in general. You have to learn how to respect people, especially people with rank, not even that, but just your friends and yourself. So yes, in basic training, you will learn how to respect the rank and all of that different things, all those different things. And yeah, So the next thing that you will expect in basic training is obstacle courses and team building. Now, team building is such a huge part of basic. It was actually one of my favorite parts about basic. You will learn how to work as a team, guys. I cannot stress that enough. You will learn how to work as a team. That is really the only way you will get through basic, is learning how to rely on each other's help. Now, if one part of the pyramid breaks, everything breaks. So team building is huge in the Army. You will do things like the A-frame. There's different walls you have to climb. You will have to go through tunnels. It's a lot of fun. So yes, you will experience obstacle courses and team building. So number 7 of what you're gonna expect in basic training is PT. So PT is basically physical training. So it's a fancy name for exercise. So in my basic training, every morning, yes, every morning, we had to do PT in all kinds of weather. And when I joined, it was in January, so it was freezing outside, and we had to do all kinds of different workouts in the cold, in the rain. It really does not matter. You have to keep your body looking right, and you have to stay physically fit. I will have a whole separate video about PT, but basically you will have to do things like running, push-ups, sit-ups, a bunch of different exercises. But like I said, I will have a separate video. Another thing that you will experience in basic training is the gas chamber. Now, as of 2021, I don't know if that's still going on because of the virus, but when it came down to me and my experience, I had to do the gas chamber. And during the time, everybody had to do the gas chamber no matter what. This was in January, so the coronavirus wasn't really a thing, but we did have to do that. I will have a separate video about that. Number 9 is there are going to be field phases. So you are going to have to go to the field. So there are 3 components. There's the hammer, the anvil, and the forge. Now, each of them get progressively harder, all right? So the hammer is usually the easiest one. It's where you are going to camp outside. It's basically just like camping, but you are going to have to do a lot of different military exercises. You know, you might read the blue book, you might have to recite a few things, but it's a lot of physical wear and tear. You are going to have to do something called a ruck march. I will have a separate video about that, but you are going to have to walk some long miles just to get to the campsite. But the actual different phases were actually pretty fun. You know, you learn how to, use an MRE, you learn how to camp, you learn how to do different activities, and yeah. The next thing that you're gonna experience in basic training is grenades, learning how to throw grenades. Grenades are basically like mini bombs that you are gonna learn how to throw. Now, in basic training, don't worry, you're not gonna die. They basically have mock grenades, which are like fake ones that make like a popping noise. And then at some point in basic training, they are gonna take you to the actual grenade field where you will throw a live grenade. However, there's a drill sergeant there helping you. So even though it's the live one, at some point, you're not gonna die, but they do teach you how to throw a real one, and it's so much fun, guys. You feel like you're at an actual, army war. Like, you feel like you're in a game or something, like an Xbox game. It's actually a lot of fun. So yeah, that's that. You are gonna learn how to throw grenades. The next thing that you're gonna learn, or what to expect in basic training, is the DFAC. You are gonna get used to eating in a DFAC. A DFAC is basically a fancy name for a cafeteria. It's where you're gonna get all your meals from: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. However, in my basic training experience, we never really ate at the DFAC, especially for breakfast, because breakfast was honestly the best meal of the day. You could ask anybody. Breakfast was the best meal of the day. We had something called hot A's, which was basically we had to eat breakfast outside in the cold. I did not like that at all, but we did have to eat outside for some reason. They only took us to the DFAC mostly for dinner and lunch, and the food in basic was horrible. So that is something to expect. The food is not gonna be good. The food is most likely gonna be trash. It's most likely gonna be super salty or under seasoned. It really just depends. Some people say that the food is good, but 99% of the time the food is basura. It's in the garbage. It's horrible. So yeah, that is something to expect in basic. You are gonna get used to eating in the DFAC or eating hot A's outside. So number 12 is you are gonna have to get used to sleeping in a bay with a lot of people. Now, in the military, in the Army, they separate the males from the females. So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, am I gonna sleep in a room with a bunch of guys? No, you are gonna be separated. So the girls are gonna have, the females, are gonna have their own bay, and the males are gonna have their own bay. but that is something that you need to expect in basic. You are not going to be sleeping at hotels anymore. You are in the Army now, so you are going to be sleeping in a bay. You will not have your own room in basic training. All right, so the next thing is what to expect in basic training is dealing with different personalities. So in the Army, you're going to meet so many great people, people of different backgrounds, people from different cities, countries, you name it. There's going to be so many people that you're going to be around. It's going to be awesome. But there is a little bit of a downside to basic training. You know, a lot of times there will be bickering going on or even arguments. So that is something that you have to get used to. Dealing with different personalities is a big part of basic training. It's not only going to teach you about yourself and what you like, but you actually might learn something about yourself. You know, somebody might tell you something that you've never been told before. You know, like if you're a messy person, somebody might tell you, hey, you need to clean up or you need to do this. And it can actually help you because there's people in the Army who come from, like I said, different communities, backgrounds. Some people grew up with a spoon fed in their mouth. Some people had to work really hard and grind for what they wanted. Some people get handed whatever they want, you know, had cars at 15 or either came from the projects or lived in a really bad place. So you are going to meet people with different habits, different personalities, and it's something that you do have to adapt to. You have to get used to it no matter what. You know, if your battle buddy snores, you got to get used to it. If your battle buddy, you know, doesn't like to take direction, is a little bit of a brat, you know, you are going to deal with different personalities. There's going to be people who are nice, kind of mean, kind of stuck up, but that's just how it is. You're immersed into the Army, but it is a way to kind of help other people and help yourself because you will learn from each other. You know, if you have a person that doesn't take showers, you know, you might have to politely tell that person or tell your drill sergeant, hey, you need to start taking care of yourself. And it can actually help you because before the Army, maybe there's people who didn't know how to take showers or didn't know how to take care of themselves. And now that they're in the Army, they're able to really learn stuff. So yes, that is my biggest point of this video is you are gonna have to deal with different personalities. So number 13 is religious services. So in the Army, or in basic training, I should say, they did let us go to religious services. They could not deny that. So every Sunday, you had a choice to go to a variety of religious services, such as Catholic, Christian, pagan, like they had a temple for people who were Jewish. I believe they had a Buddhist service, a Spanish service, or Hispanic service. They had tons of different ones to choose from. A lot of my battle buddies and I, we went to the Christian one because most people that were in there at the time were Christian. But if you are a Muslim or anything like that, they do have services for you. So that is something to expect in basic. You will have a choice, or you could just stay in the barracks and, you know, read a book or something. You do not have to go to religious service, but they do offer it. So that is something that you can expect in basic. The next thing that you will experience is the range. So during basic training, you will go to the range and you will learn how to shoot an M4 or fire an M4, however you want to call it. You will learn how to fire your weapon. And in the Army, we do not call them guns, we call them weapons because that is the better term for it. And we did use an M4. So in basic training, the drill sergeants will show you how to fire it, how to load it, all the safety measures. There's so much safety that goes into the range. You can't just go there and start pointing the weapon at people. That's called flagging. So they teach you all that stuff, guys. Basic training is really a place where you learn how to do so many different things. It's basically just a big school for the Army. It's basic training, you know what I mean? So the next thing that I want to talk about is respect. I already covered that, but yeah, but respect is such a big thing. Another thing that you will experience in basic training is fire guard. So fire guard is basically like the night shift. It's where a few people will clean at night. And I mentioned this in my other reception video, but every night it will rotate between different people. 2 people will have to stay up while everybody's asleep and they will have to clean down the bays. Now the bays get really dirty. You know, people are constantly walking through it, clothes. So you got to make sure that you're sweeping it, you know, wiping down the sinks. There's a big giant bathroom where you could use the bathroom, take showers. And that is my next point, that in basic training, you will have to shower around people. Now, you do not have to shower with people. Like, you won't be in the same shower stall as them, but people will see you naked. It's gonna happen. Now, for me, I'm kind of like self-conscious, not self-conscious, but I don't want people to see my body. So I would just carry a towel around me until I got to the actual shower. That's just me. Like, people used to see my legs and stuff, but I used to always cover up. That's just me. But there are some people who are just free and they just like to show everything. But yes, that's something I do have to mention about basic training. You will have to shower around people. I'm not gonna say with people, but you will have to shower like around people, and you will see people naked because there are people who are free. Now, the next thing about basic training is you are gonna experience a lot of great friendships, but there is gonna be some bickering. At some point in time, there are gonna be some bickering that goes on. You know, some people might talk about other people. There might be, you know, little petty arguments, but that's what happens when you live in a bay with a bunch of females. Even for the guys, there was a lot of bickering that was going on because you're with the same people for 2 to 3 months, like I said in the beginning. So you do need to learn how to adapt. And that is something you can expect in basic. If you're a person that's kind of reserved, like me, not confrontational, you might not be used to people arguing a lot. You know what I mean? Especially if you're like an only child. So that is something you might have to get used to, you know, hearing people bicker every now and then. That's just how human nature works. Everybody's not gonna get along with people. I didn't get along with certain people in basic. I'm not gonna say names, but yes, that is something that you are gonna have to expect. You know, it's not gonna just be lollipops and rainbows, but you guys do need to work together because it's all about teamwork. It's all about sticking together, being one, and that's how you're gonna prevail. That's how you're gonna get out of the whole basic training, is working hard, grinding, making good friends, and sticking together. So another thing that you will expect in basic training is the EOC test, which is the end of cycle test, EOC. And at the end of blue phase, you will take an EOC test. It doesn't technically count, but it's a way for the drill sergeants to test your knowledge about everything that you learned. So grenades, weapons, the gas mask, how to put it on, different things like that they are gonna test you on. You know, how to clear your weapon, how to not fire it, but how to, like, you know, what to do to check the safety. You are going to be tested on everything. So from red, white, and blue, you are going to be tested on everything. And my last 2 segments about basic training is family day and graduation. Now, sadly for me, I did not have a graduation or family day. None of my battle buddies did because of Corona. Corona really stopped us from having lots of fun. Unfortunately, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. But usually, before the coronavirus happened, there was a family day and there was graduation where all your family members could come and see you graduate, and that is usually when you get your berets towards the end in blue phase. I don't know exactly when we got it, but I know that it was in blue phase if you successfully pass the forge and if you successfully pass your PT test, you did get handed your beret, and we got different awards like that. Now, towards the end of basic, you will be able to purchase things like photos of like yourself in the OCPs or in the dress blues. And yeah, family day would have been so fun had it not been for Corona. But yeah, that's just how life works. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. That pretty much just wraps up everything. I probably missed some points, so leave them down below if I missed anything. But those are my 20 things to expect in Army basic training. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. You know, even though my basic training experience was very stressful and it was horrible, I did learn a lot about myself, about others. I made a lot of great friends, and it honestly was a good learning experience. It was a great way to learn about something else besides where I'm from. It's good to be around other people too, not just around your family all the time. But yeah, guys, please leave me a like, please share, please subscribe. And yeah, guys, have a blessed day. Love you guys. Peace.